So, obviously, yesterday it was the big North London derby. Arsenal beat Spurs 4-1 away from home. But that today is not going to be the subject of today's video. Arsenal are probably now going to be champions-elect very soon. Obviously, I think the big game against Man City in... when is it? Is it March? I think it's March. Will decide probably who wins the Premier League title. But we are not going to be focusing on... I still think Arsenal will win that game. I still think Arsenal will win the title, depending on whether Man City win that game or not. But it would help for Arsenal to win that game. But genuinely, it was a bit of a funny joke before, but now it's starting to become a reality very quickly that Tottenham Hotspur could get relegated. And they are spiralling. We are now living in a world where Tottenham Hotspur could get relegated from the Premier League. Like, it's no joke. They're in a relegation battle. Only 5 points separate West Ham, Forest and Tottenham. It's getting serious. It's getting serious. It is getting very, very serious. We always sort of had this dream of Tottenham going down. But now it could actually become a reality. It could genuinely become a reality. This is like going to be a time where Tottenham have to focus. Like, really, really, like, the focus is now going to have to be on staying up in the Premier League. Like, the focus has to be on staying up in the Premier League. Because if Tottenham slip up in the next 5 games, which they're bound to do, because this fixture list has not been at all nice to them. It's not been kind to them at all. If Tottenham slip up in their next 5 games and Forest and West Ham start to gather a bit of momentum, it's going to start to get a bit scary for Tottenham. They have now lost 3 games on the trot in the Premier League. Like, this is relegation form. 3 losses and 2 draws in their last 5 in the Premier League. It's getting beyond ridiculous for Tottenham. Like, had they have sacked Thomas Frank earlier in the season, like everyone expected, I can't believe they kept him on for that long. They might not be in this position. But genuinely, Thomas Frank is a massive reason why they are in this rut. Igor Tudor obviously had his first game yesterday, and we were all hoping for a Spurs win just to keep the title race alive. But it was never going to really happen, was it? They're playing top of the league Arsenal at home when they've got one of the worst home records this season. It was never going to really happen, was it? Like, we all wanted it to happen. We all wanted Spurs to win that game yesterday. But in our heads, in our hearts, we wanted Spurs to win. In our hearts, Spurs were going to win this game yesterday. In our heads, Arsenal were going to win this game yesterday. But arguably, I wouldn't say he's been one of Arsenal's worst players. I just think he's been a bit average. Eberechi Eze. He has now scored against them. Did he score a hat-trick in the last one? He did. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He scored against them 5 times this season. 5 times. And the aggregate score from both London derbies is 8-2 to Arsenal. It's ridiculous. Like, Tottenham, it is just Dr. Tottenham nowadays. Like, I could genuinely see Nottingham Forest going to... It's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They should really rename it, because I'm getting sick of saying Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's just so unoriginal. But I could genuinely see Forest going to Tottenham's ground and getting 3 points there. Let's just go. I've got Tottenham's next 5 games right in front of me, and I'm going to tell you whether they will lose the games or win the games. Now, in the next 5, they have Fulham away at Craven Cottage, which is this weekend. They have Palace at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, and Sunderland away. Now, in those next 5, there are 3 I'd say all of those games are going to be tough for Tottenham. Fulham at home is going to be incredibly tough. Palace at home, it's whatever form they've been in at the minute, it's going to be incredibly tough. Liverpool, it's Liverpool. It's Liverpool away. I fully expect us to win that game. Then they've got Forest at home, and then Sunderland away. Sunderland away. Wow. If they don't win these next 5 games, then where can you really see them getting a win from? It's for Spurs at the minute, it's genuinely, whether they get a win or a draw, it's just about totting points up at the minute. It's just about getting more points on their tally. Whether they win or draw, they just need to get points. Because there are 5 very tough games there. And I genuinely don't think Spurs will win any of them. They might have a chance at beating Palace at home, but their home record has been atrocious this season. They've just lost to Newcastle. No disrespect to Newcastle, but Newcastle have been one of the worst teams in the Premier League this season. Newcastle, let's not pretend Newcastle have had a good season. They've probably had an average season. They've probably had a very average season, Newcastle. They've not been good at all. And they've just lost, and Tottenham have just lost 2-1 to them at home. Tottenham play Palace at home. Now, I don't know with that game. I genuinely don't know with that game. Because it's obviously going to go it's going to go one of 3 ways. A draw, a loss, or a win. I genuinely can't see Tottenham winning that one. I just don't think they've got the quality. Then they play Liverpool at home, which I would fear. I am fearing for Tottenham fans. Liverpool, let's not pretend Liverpool have been in their best form this season. We were very lucky to get that win against Nottingham Forest yesterday. But then again, we've got somewhat like 10 wins this season. I know it's not great for the team that Liverpool are, but I think it's we're in double digits for wins, and Tottenham are still in single digits. You expect Liverpool to win that one all the way. And then Forest at home, I can genuinely see Nottingham Forest. With a new manager bounce, I think Nottingham Forest were very unlucky yesterday. I think it was just a boring game all around, to be honest. Not much really happened. But with Vitor Pereira, they could well get a new manager bounce and beat Tottenham away from home. They could genuinely beat... It's not an outlandish shout. It's not a bold shout, in my opinion. I genuinely think Nottingham Forest go to Spurs and get 3 points. It happened in the first leg. Forest beat Spurs 3-0 at the City Ground. I can genuinely see Forest going to Spurs and getting 3 points. I don't think there was any way on earth that Spurs win that game. Forest might be in bad form at the minute, but anytime someone plays Tottenham, you're bound to get 3 points. So I think Forest are going to go to Spurs and get 3 points. And then Sunderland away speaks for itself. Sunderland have obviously just lost to Fulham. I think it was 3-1. But Sunderland are rock solid this season. They're very hard to play. And although their unbeaten home record ended just a couple of weeks ago, I can genuinely see them. I don't know what happened in the other leg at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Sunderland and Spurs. Was it a draw? Was it a win for Sunderland? I'm not sure. But Sunderland, you'd probably say that's maybe a draw or a win for Sunderland. I genuinely can't see Spurs getting one win out of these next 5. And then when you look at the next 5 after that, it gets worse. Like, if they don't get one win in these next 5 games, where the hell do they get a win from after that? Because in the next 5 after that, they play Brighton at home, who, granted, haven't been in the best form either. Wolves at home, which you probably say they win that, but yet again they drew to Wolves at their own ground this season. Villa, they play at Villa Park, the toughest fixture they've got in... Actually, no, it's not. They play Leeds at home and then Chelsea away. That's the next 5 after this next 5. Like, there's not one fixture where I think they're going to win there. Like, they could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They could go another 10 games without a win. Like, I am genuinely fearful for Spurs fans because they could go another 10 games without getting a win. They've already gone 10 games in the Premier League without getting a win. The last league win, I keep mentioning this because it's important. The last league win was the 28th of December. Nearly 2 months ago. In a week, it'll be 2 months ago since they got their first Premier League win. Since it'll be in bloody hell. In about a week's time, it will probably be 2 months ago since they got their last league win. 2 months. 2 months. And then their last home league win was 2 months ago. It's been 2 months since Spurs got their last league win at home. And then their last win of any kind was the 28th of January. So nearly a month ago. The last win of any kind was nearly a month ago. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Like, I just don't see a world where Spurs win any of these games. It's relegation fodder. It really is. And then whether, like, Spurs are going to have to concentrate, like, forget what Forest and West Ham do. They're going to have to concentrate on their own games. Because it's getting into relegation territory now. I've also, for reference, written Nottingham Forest's and West Ham's next... Oh, it turns out that I haven't written West Ham's next 5 fixtures on. I've only written 4, but we'll just do it anyway. So, Nottingham Forest's next 5... Brighton away, Man City away, Fulham at home, obviously Spurs away, and then Villa at home. Yeah, I mean, obviously, with a new manager bounce, maybe they beat Brighton. I don't think they beat City. I don't think they'll beat Fulham. I think they'll beat Spurs, and I don't think they'll beat Villa. Because it's at the City ground, I'm not sure. But the only saving grace for Spurs could be that Forest have a really bad next 5 games. And then West Ham's next 4, I've only written down 4 games. Liverpool away this weekend. Fulham at Craven Cottage. Man City at the London Stadium. And then Villa at Villa Park. Now, West Ham have been gathering some points lately. They've gathered a bit of momentum. Crysencio Somerville has just been on a crazy one. Jared Bowen's become a better player. But yeah, it depends what Tottenham do. Like, you just never know what can happen in the Premier League. If Forest could beat City, it's doubtful, but they could. You know, they could do it. West Ham could beat Villa at Villa Park. It's doubtful, but they could do it. Tottenham, I just don't see them winning any of these games. They could be in the relegation zone very, very soon. Like, I know Spurs fans want to make a bit of a joke out of it, but it's not a joke. This is serious now. This is getting into... And considering they're probably not going to get Europe, it's probably a 1% chance that they're going to get Europe this season. That 1% chance is if they win the Champions League this season. Because they're out of every cup competition except from the Champions League. How they finish 4th in the Champions League, I'll never know. So, the players that I think... Because I think there's going to be a lot of players that will leave this summer. Because they won't be getting Champions League. And that's what these players will want. I've got a list of players who I think will leave. Mickey van der Ven, I think that's probably certain. Christian Romero, I just think that will happen as well. Richarlison, I think he'll leave. Lucas Bergvall, I think he'll leave. And then Porro, I think will leave as well. I've got Xavi Simons down as a maybe. I'm not sure whether he'll leave or not. But it's disgraceful. They sold Brennan Johnson in the January transfer window, and they brought in 18-year-old James Wilson from Hearts, Conor Gallagher from Atletico, they didn't even want him, and Souza from Santos. Well done, Tottenham. Well done. Such a bad January transfer window. Selling Brennan Johnson halfway through the season, that is just asking for trouble. Not that Brennan Johnson was ever a world beater, but he was decent. I just don't think I'd be selling anyone important halfway through the season. I just don't think I'd be doing that. I genuinely think Spurs have got 2 or 3 Premier League quality players in their squad, and that is worrying. But yeah, Spurs could get relegated. They genuinely could. It's on the cards. It's not an outlandish shout. But if you enjoyed that video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I will see you lovely lot in the next one. Please take care of your beautiful selves, and as always, peace out.